All right, well, we're looking here at the Bitcoin chart, and I don't know what to say. I mean, it's trading around 34, 35, $35,000 for one Bitcoin. And it's like, I mean, that in and of itself is just, it's mind-boggling. I mean, I know it's down from highs a year or two ago, but I mean, it's at $35,000. And in fact, I hear some videos from time to time, and people are talking now. They don't even, I shouldn't say they don't even, but more and more I hear Bitcoin being referred to as Satoshis, stacking sats, because it's too expensive. No one can afford to buy one anymore. So they're already changing, the narrative somewhat, stacking sats. I mean, I'm wondering at what point, instead of saying like, you're crazy to buy it, it's going to zero, it's a Ponzi, tulip, it's a scam. And I don't know, maybe it is, I don't know. But at what point do people start saying, oh, well, you're crazy not to buy it? Is that coming? I mean, it's been around for 15 years. And it just seems like I don't want to say it keeps going up, because it obviously doesn't always go up, but it's still at $34,000. And I remember hearing about this, like hearing conversations, it's going to go to 100,000. And I just thought that's just ridiculous. And again, I don't know. I don't know if enough about it really to have an opinion. But when I heard $100,000, I just thought that was beyond ludicrous, just dumb. And I mean, that's not that far away. Yeah, it's not that far. I mean, it's conceivable. If Bitcoin were to go to 100K, I'd be like, I'm not surprised. And so now I'm wondering, like, these other forecasts from the YouTube experts, right? And maybe they are, I don't know. I don't know anybody. They're talking like 250,000, 500, a million. And that's it sounds absurd. But I refuse to say that, having been burned, already assuming. I mean, even 30,000 is like, there was a time where I thought that was insane. And I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that owns it. I don't know anybody that talks about it. The only person I knew was my dad, and he's no longer with us. He was the only person I knew that was like really involved. And it wasn't like he was really involved. I mean, he knew some, and he was smart enough or fortunate enough or lucky enough to buy some. And, since then, I mean, I don't know anyone. No one's talking about it. I mean, I'm not a recluse. I go out and talk to people, and no one talks about it. Every now and again, someone will sort of like mention it, but it's not like they own it or anything like that. And so I can't help but wonder, at some point, and I don't know if it's a dollar figure or maybe it's just a length of time. It's been around for 15 years. Maybe it needs to be around for 115 years. And then people will sort of embrace it. Or maybe 15 more months. I mean, who could possibly know? And of course now, I mean, there's this talk of this ETF, the BlackRock, Fidelity, whatever, all these large financial institutions. I mean, I don't know what to think. They're talking, there's hundreds of billions, maybe trillions of dollars on the sideline, or worth of, money being managed And if a small percentage, a fraction, that'll. I mean, I can't even conceive it. I can't even fathom it. That this could, do what, I guess the optimists are preaching or are hoping. It's going to go, well beyond $500 million a coin. So I just can't help but wonder, if it's at 35 right now, which to me is just, it's sort of unbelievable that it's been around this long and it's still maintaining this high price. And if this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg from what we've seen, like this chart here, like is this run up here gonna eventually look like this one? This is, I'm sure you've played around with this here. Like, look how high it went. It's 12x, 1200%. And now it's nothing. I mean, it couldn't possibly reduce this mountain here to that, right? I mean, of course, I can't say that because I have no idea. And I don't know. Is it? I've heard people say, well, it's just a scam. This Ponzi scheme. They're just trying to get your money, and then eventually they'll pull the plug, or it's just another way that the system is going to get you in. But I mean, everyone's in the system. You're in the banking system, so what's the difference? They can get you. They can turn you off whenever they want. Garnish your wages. I mean, they can get your paycheck, much less your bank accounts and whatever else. So it's not like it's some clever plan. That clever plan was implemented decades ago. And then, of course, there's the whole cold storage thing where, I mean, you could theoretically, if I understand this correctly, walk around with infinity money, or Bitcoin, let's say. Well, infinity dollars of Bitcoin. You just walk around town, and it's like pretty much secure. If you can remember, the code or all the words or something like that, the seed phrase. So that's pretty neat. I do like that. That's definitely revolutionary. That you can kind of just tool around, go anywhere you want, you can go into the safest part of the city, the most dangerous, and you're pretty secure. I mean, you may get mugged or killed or whatever, but they can't get it unless they force you, So I don't know. 30, 34, 35,000, 100,000. Does it go to zero? Is it topped out? Is this it? And then, of course, I mean, no one seems to be at all interested in, like, what is it, El Salvador, Costa Rica? One of those countries, I think it's El Salvador. They have they use it. I mean, that's, to me, is incredible. And I've never heard anyone mention this before. But, when I think about it, they've adopted Bitcoin as their currency. I guess you can pay your taxes in Bitcoin. And I don't know if that's going to lead to more countries doing it, or maybe they'll fail, maybe it won't work. I don't know. I mean, it's been going on for, I guess, well over a year by now. Not that long, but I mean, I guess it's working somewhat. Anyway, I don't know. I'd be interested in someone's thoughts, but then again, I mean, nobody knows anything. Everyone's got a bias one way or the other. I mean, it's hard to have of course, it's hard to have a conversation about it when no one I know is involved in it. The only people that, I guess, talk about it are the naysayers, and I'm not really interested in that, unless it was, well researched somehow, but, I mean, the opinions are just opinions. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe at 100,000, maybe that'll be the tipping point. At that point, it just, everyone funnels in, or the herd rushes in like on Black Friday to get the merchandise that's on sale. But this is no longer on sale. But wouldn't that just be like the crowd? Well, let's wait till it's 100,000 and then we'll go buy it. That seems to be, because like I said, there's just no one buying it. It's just maybe a few people here and there that, I don't come in contact with anyone, so maybe it's just, typical. I mean, could it be that easy? This is the question. Could it be that easy to just buy some of this stuff and, get in the front of the line, to get ahead of the herd? Maybe it's too late. Uber Q3 earnings. Maybe it's too late. I don't know. But maybe it isn't. I mean, is it that easy? Hey, how'd you get all that wealth? Well, actually, I bought some Satoshis back in 2023. And I just kind of got in the front of the line. And that was all I did. And I put it in a cold wallet, or whatever they're called. Maybe that's all it is. It couldn't be that easy. Nothing's that easy, right? If it sounds too good to be true, then it can't be true. But then again, that's what people said in, let's go back, 2018, 2017. I remember the talk going on a little bit then. Oh, you're crazy, and if you'd have been getting in then, you're like one more pump to Easy Street, really. Assuming, it doesn't get, evaporate or get taken somehow, or they just shut it down. Anyway, I'm just kind of curious about it. So, we'll see. That's it. The end.